Hello, everyone, and welcome to Schoolhouse Chats, Episode 1. When did the binary break? This was for a school project, I'll have you know, but the guided question we had is, where did non-binary gender come from? The reason why I chose this question is because I wanted to explore the origin of non-binary gender, and where it came from, and why it formed. Now, for the background, whatever you know, and context of why I'm doing this, in our book, The 57th Buff, one of our main characters identify as agender, a section of under the non-binary umbrella that means they don't identify with either male or female. That plot point got me thinking, where did non-binary identity even come from in the first place? I am also personally attached to this topic. I am involved with community where non-binary gender comes from the more common in, which is the LGBTQIA community. Me personally, I am gender fluid and pansexual. And I've also had interested in the history of just random things in general, the weird stories behind them, so it makes sense that I want to know the history of something I am involved in. Now, in class, we got to read the step class. The story revolves around a hate crime committed by the individual Sasha, who identifies as agender, meaning they don't feel male or female. For those who don't know, agender is a branch of gender identity that falls under the umbrella term non-binary. The plot point got me wondering, how did non-binary gender form? Where did it come from? Why do people seem to be so hateful towards this type of identity? And I got searching, and I found an article called A Brief History of Non-Binary Gender from Ancient Times to the Early Modern Period by Cloud Dacers. And I found this interesting little tidbit. Quote, around the same time of Kama Sutra, approximately 385 to 380 BCE, astrologers detailed a certain myth revolving around three sexes or genders. Males are believed to be born of the sun, while females were born of the earth, or Diogens. A tertiary category, androgynous, now translated to androgynous, was believed to now be born in a moon. Androgynous individuals were believed to have combined male and female traits. Brown sky. This goes to show the idea that the non-binary gender is not a new concept. It has existed since man became consciousness and the tools necessary to figure out what fits them best. This idea is not unknown in other places either. It cropped up everywhere, even here in America. From the same article, Tyler notes it is necessary to highlight the history of the two-spirit identity in different native cultures. More than 150 Native American tribes recognized third gender in their communities prior to colonization, with many more of these identities having unique names and cultural significance. Most tribes consider two-spirited individuals a third gender, being neither man nor woman. And in the same terminology was used to reference them. However, other tribes had a distinct word for two-spirited female, making them a fourth gender variant, which is especially unique. Now, this is to show that non-binary gender is not foreign to America. This is to show that non-binary gender is not foreign to America either. Natives have acknowledged them and have been accepting of two-spirited people ever since it formed. So, why is it that people think it's unnatural or confusing, and people who believe trans and non-binary people are mentally ill or sinful? From the Non-Binary Wiki, unfortunately, many traditions of native communities have been lost due to colonization, and two-spirit roles in particular were singled out for commemoration, interference, and many times violence. The spread of colonization and Christianity, while it may not be the direct cause, definitely plays a major factor in hate towards non-binary individuals. In conclusion, we can obviously see that non-binary gender has cropped up everywhere, and it is very important to understand the history of any of these topics and be informed to make an informed opinion. I know some people don't have a good view of non-binary gender due to personal reasons or religious reasons, so it's good to know the history behind it and get the full story. The question you may have is, why do people seem to have hate towards people who identify as non-binary? And the answer is simply that it measures completely on the person's belief and opinion. If they believe that non-binary people are unnatural or sinful, that is their problem, even though they are completely not there. We're all humans and we're all living in this world together trying to figure out what's going on. You may also be wondering, how can this world be more empathetic to people who identify as non-binary? The answer is that we can be more accepting. Maybe not a full party and rule changes every time someone comes out, but we can at least accept the pronouns that they would like to go by, whether that be she, he, they, them, or any other form of neopronouns. So let's circle back. Where did non-binary gender come from? Well, the answer is that it's a lot more simple than you think. It arose from people who didn't feel male or female, or felt both male and female. There's no one geographical origin or one religious belief that started it. Thank you all who listened to the end. If you like what you hear, then let me know what you want to see. If you want to see more content like this, in the comments below.
Scammers demand payment with gift, don't you?
Sorry about that. My music glitched out for a little bit. Thank you for all who listened to the end. If you like what you hear, then let me know if you want more content like this in the comments below. Links to those sources will also be in the description. And now, a word from our sponsors: Skylar Brown from Cloud Dacers, the Non-Binary Wiki, and my own personal account for Non-Binary Friends. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you have a fantastic day.